beautiful ladypreneurs. You're tuned into Divinely Driven Results, where you learn and implement divine strategies for real results in your business. I'm Elise Smith, your host and Christian business strategist, and I want to ask you guys a question. Have you ever felt like there's just too many options and too many opportunities on your plate in your business? Or maybe it's the exact opposite, that maybe you have that scarcity mindset where doors just seem to be closing at every single step and you just want to have more of an open business mind. Well, you are absolutely in the right place today, because today I have an incredible guest. Her name is Alyssia Johnson, and she is she's a radio show host as well as a travel business owner. And she just has the biggest heart, guys. You're going to love getting to know her. So Alyssia, thanks so much for being on the show today. Tell us a little bit more about who you are and what you do.
Okay, thank you so much, Elise. I thank you for the opportunity. This is so exciting. Um, hey guys, I'm like she said, my name is Alyssia Johnson. On social media, you'll find me under Aly Virtuous. That's a long story, but maybe I'll tell you one day. But I'm just a gal just like you guys are, just trying to make it, trying to launch out in some things. My mindset kept me back for a while, but then I decided, what am I waiting for? So, sometimes you have to show up for your own rescue. So, like I said, I'm an only child, kind of in between working and branching out in this entrepreneur life, taking care of the parents. See, just a normal person, just like you guys are.
I love it. And actually something that you said just really caught my attention. And I've been watching the Chosen series. And if you guys have not seen that yet, it's about Jesus Christ and his disciples, and it's just beautiful. And Mary, his mother, Jesus's mother, always has this thing with him that says, like, if not now, when? And you just said it so beautifully, that's exactly what it is like, if not now, when is a good opportunity for you to step into your greatness and to own who you are as a business owner and to get over that mindset that's holding you back, right?
Exactly, exactly. Because I mean, really, and I'm coming from a very pure place. I'm trying to be very transparent. I mean, I'm in my 50s, and it took me a while. I just, I was taught to, go to school, get a good job, stay on that job, try to retire from that job because job has, with the years comes benefits, but it's just not like that anymore. You could be the senior rep in your department, but that doesn't mean that you're going to get the promotion. That doesn't mean that you're going to be next in line, and you're not going to retire as well as you think you will. And so, and then just like I said, taking care of my parents and everything, I'm just really, God is doing a new thing truly in my life. I'm getting healthier, and I'm trying to influence them, for juicing and different things, because I mean, life is not over yet. And, they're just like, well, there's nothing to do. COVID, we can't go out, but we can have fun. We can walk around the neighborhood. I mean, so really right now, I'm just like, while the Lord is moving, let me move too.
Oh, I love that. That's so awesome. So I always have our guests pick our topic that we want to speak about here today, because I feel like they're super led and they have that spirit to be with them of like, yes, this is in my wheelhouse and all of that. So talk to me a little bit more about why you chose this topic today of having that business mindset.
And it's really about having an open mindset, because, a lot of times it's just fear. We don't know how it's going to work out. We don't know if we're going to be successful. We don't know if we're going to get the support. What if I, start this and I leave this? And I'm definitely not telling anybody to leave your job. Don't do that. You have to do everything decent and in order, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes it's just scary and we don't want to even step out or try. And I always tell people, get the information. Even on my show when I have parents on, and I'm like, so they play football one day, they're soccer next day, they want to be guitar. let them do it until they find that thing that where they show up in passion. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So sometimes even with if you've already tried something before and it didn't work out, it's okay to try something else. It's okay to try again because and then you really have to be honest with yourself and ask yourself, did I give it my all? Did I give it enough time? So really, I'm just, I'm trying to encourage people to think out of the box, because God is he's not a little bitty God. He's a great big God and he has so many different aspects to him and there's nothing that he can't do. So if he gives you a vision and go for it, it's going to take time to come to fruition, but stick with it. Don't let doubt get you. Don't let what family and friends might say. Well, you did this before. Okay, I did. Just acknowledge it. I did, and it didn't work. But guess what? I'm feeling led to do this, so I'm going for it. What can it hurt, right? Just go for it.
Yeah, exactly. Take that. What I like to call it is an educated leap of faith, right? You just said do everything decently and in order, which is exactly
True.
from the Bible. And so do your homework, right? Figure out the return on investment that other people have had, or, whatever that is that you're making that leap of faith for. It's not
Mhm.
blind faith that God asks us to have. It's that faith of knowing that we've taken, done our due diligence, but we've done as far as we can go. And it doesn't
Right.
mean that we have to, tire the books or whatever it is that you do. It's that we can take that leap of faith when we get to that point. And so why is that so important to you? It sounds like there might be a good story in your past or whatever is going on in your business here.
I mean, I really, okay, I asked myself one day, I said, what if I had stayed consistent, when I started the first time? What if I didn't, walk in fear and just sit down on the dreams and goals that I had? Where would I be today? Now, it's nothing that's saying that's not negative. Sometimes people are like, well, give yourself grace. That is grace, but I'm just being realistic
Yeah.
because I didn't want to be 4 years later saying, oh gosh, well, what if I kept going in 2021? This time I want to see a difference. This time I know that my family needs to see me winning. I know that coworkers and teachers that I know and people, that I can see like gifts on the inside of them, but they're scared and they just don't know what to do. They need to see somebody winning. I had to see somebody winning. So I had to get in these groups divinely, what's the name of your group? I'm so sorry.
Faithful ladypreneurs.
Faithful labor. I had to get around people who were winning. Had to get around people who had walked the path. I had to get around people where I could ask the questions. And sometimes I think we don't want to ask the questions because we're embarrassed or we're ashamed of something we did and it failed miserably. But that's okay. That's part of life. It's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely is that concept of getting around those eagles that are flying as opposed to
Mm,
sometimes the chickens that we surround ourselves with, right? That concept of, that if you know four broke friends, you're probably the fifth. And it's not to say that there's anything wrong with your broke friends or anything like
right.
that. It's just you aspire to what you want, right? And getting around that can change that mindset, and it can absolutely open your mindset to opportunities and have you more open. When you get around that water cooler and everybody's talking about how much they hate their job or whatever, even if that's on social media,
Right,
or
right.
those negative kind of conversations, politics, or whatever it is, that all of a sudden you start feeling really closed off. And so getting around those types of people who open your mind is a great way to get into that business mindset. Yeah, you're a genius. I love that. Well, good. So what other tip would you give us when it comes to having that open business mindset?
And kind of like the flow we were just going, you have to ask for help.
Yeah.
You know, you have to be around other people who are creative because sometimes, like you said, when you're just in that routine, go to work, go to church, go to the grocery store, everything's on a routine. There's no creativity in that.
Mm,
You just do it. But when you start getting around people who are doing things and they're doing different things, and they're collaborating with others, and they're talking about projects, and they're talking about, you know, casting vision, and I mean, you get excited. You're like, "Ah." Then you get a light bulb, and you're like, okay, well, on top of what you were saying, Elise, what about if we add this? And so, I just think it's so important. And it is not anything wrong with your family or your friends.
Yep.
They're just not there yet, or they might not ever be. And some people really, they just love to go to a job and just come home and not have to think about anything. And that is okay.
Mm,
It takes all of us,
yeah.
even if you have a business, you want to build a team. And so somebody's going to be working the business too. You know what I mean? And so I just really, in this season, I think, even with COVID, was terrible in so many ways, but it opened so many doors. Like, Elise is nowhere near where I am, but we're on live together. We are connected. I never would have met her, you know, without this season. And so we always have to find something good in every season that we're in. And even if it's a tough season, I always tell people, just like summer, winter, fall, hang in there. Because just like if you hang in there through the winter months, you bundle up, guess what? Springtime is coming.
Yes.
So don't get frustrated. Don't lose hope. And it's okay. Well, you're gonna be frustrated. I'm gonna tell you that. You're gonna be frustrated. You're gonna have some days and things just aren't working. But it's okay to, think about it when you're molding, when they're doing what is it they do? The pottery. Sometimes it doesn't work, and so they tear it all the way down. You're like, oh my gosh, they're starting all the way over. But when they keep working with it, and in the end, it's a beautiful vessel. And God has made you a vessel. So hang in there. Ask for the help you need, okay?
Yes. And those are those moments. Those are those tender mercy of the Lord moments where, you're on your knees and you're just like, I don't know how to do this without you. And that's that moment that the Lord just wants to like hold you in his arms and just say like, yeah, we've got this. And it had to take that moment, unfortunately, but you are going to be much stronger for getting through the winter season, right? To be able
Yes.
to enjoy the springtime even more than when if you had springtime all the time, you wouldn't appreciate it, right? Opposition in all things. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's so beautiful. So open mindset. So the thing is that it's so important for us to have open mindset for different opportunities that come our way. And this, Alyssia, is that I keep on wanting to call her Aly. That's how I know her best.
It's okay.
Is that there's so many different opportunities and different doors that open when we start having gratitude, right? And you were
Mm.
kind of touching on that just a little bit of be thankful for those seasons. And when you have that attitude of gratitude, as people like to call it, I honestly think gratitude is one of the highest feelings and that highest vibration and energy that we can get to. So, talk to me about gratitude when it comes to opening up doors.
Oh my goodness, just you talking about it, I'm just like, yes, yes, yes. um, but really, it takes you. And I've gotten on the show before, and I've or talked to my friends, and I'm like, you know what, my bank account hasn't changed. I didn't get a promotion on the job, but you know what? I just told God, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to have this day. Thank you for allowing me to have another opportunity. Thank you for allowing me to, meet somebody like Elise. I'm not there yet, but I'm thankful that I have a path that I can follow. I have a light that's leading me to where I need to go. And so when you start being thankful, when you stop, and I don't even try to tell people what to stop doing. I say add gratefulness, be thankful, send up praises, dance when you feel like crying. And as you start doing those things, you'll forget about talking about somebody, or if somebody was talking about you, you just be like, oh, okay, it's raining today, but it's such a beautiful look at the rainbow in the sky. It's raining today, but oh my gosh, those flowers are going to be so beautiful, in the next 2 weeks because of all the rain we got. You have to look beyond that thing that's trying to hinder you, that thing that's trying to stop you. And two, people always say you have to remember your why. Why do you need to have this open mindset? what would this open mindset, what would this creativity, what would this connection with other faithful and entrepreneurs, ladypreneurs, what will it do for you? What will it do for your family? What can it do for your community? What will it do for your church? You know? And so, I mean, and I think about all of those things. And I mean, a lot of that stuff I've held inside. And, there's a time I never would have come on here and said that. But no, I mean, there's something on the inside of me that's going to spark somebody else. I'm not where Elise is, but I'm not where I used to be. So now I can help somebody who's where I used to be at least get right here. So, I mean, and I'm just thankful for that. I didn't think I had a story. I didn't think I was showing victory. I like, well, I'm not a six-figure income earner, but I'm on my way. I know what's going to happen. Before I didn't believe it, but now I believe
Ah, that's so
it.
beautiful. And I think that belief really follows gratitude, right? Because how can it not? It opens all those different doors for you and it helps you see that path that God wants you to walk in your life. And so I love this topic. I'm so glad that you chose it. Any last kind of golden nugget you want to give us before we start wrapping up here?
I say take the time, shut out everything. I know sometimes we're like, well, I don't even have 5 minutes to myself. Create that 5 minutes. Tell the kids, I'm going to take a bubble bath. Don't knock on the door for 15 minutes unless somebody's bleeding. I mean, you have to create that space where you can get in tune with yourself and get in tune with God and be like, okay, so this is where I am. This is the time I have. This is what I think I have to offer. But can you show me what's next? Can you lead me to where I need to be? And you have to just be honest, even like I said about yourself. Okay, well, Aly, you're very critical of yourself. Aly, you're scared, and so you let other people talk you out of something that is good for you. So, Aly, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
And so, I mean, trust me, it might be a little painful, but I promise, if you deal with the pain and you say, thank you, God, anyway. Thank you that I used to be critical of myself. Now I know I need to praise myself because I am created in your image. And so if I'm like you, I'm wonderful. I'm awesome. And so when you start getting in that place, trust me, it's going to be well worth it. I promise.
Ah, I love that. Isn't this woman incredible? I love everything that you do, Aly, and you're just a strength in the entrepreneurial community. And so thank you so much for your time. Now, if somebody wants to know and connect with you and know what you're up to, where do they go to find you?
Well, I mostly use Facebook. I am on everything: LinkedIn, TikTok, Instagram, all of that. But I mostly use Facebook. So if you can connect with me there, and Instagram is probably the next best place. Or you can give me a phone call so Facebook is Making Connections with Aly. So that's my show, and we're on every Saturday at 12 noon and every Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so Making Connections with Aly or Aly Virtuous. Instagram, both of those profiles work as well. So those are the two best places. Or you can send me a message at 980 no, I always do this, 980-389-6826. Call or text that number and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. But yeah, go follow Making Connections, turn on your notifications so you know when we go live. And since we're talking about that, I also want to extend an offer to you, beautiful ladies. If you have a business or you have a concept or if you just have something on your heart and you want to talk about it, give me a call. I'm offering everyone who's part of the Faithful Ladypreneur family, right? a spot on the show. So definitely, if you're looking for a place, a platform, and you just want to ham it up, just talk about it. Let's talk about being women, talking about, getting pedicures, whatever you want to talk about. Definitely reach out to me. And so let's talk about it and let's share our journeys with other people to encourage others.
Yes, that's what it's all about, right? Is that love of God, love of others, love of ourselves, so that we can use those God-given gifts that we've been given to be able to make that difference that we're meant to make. So, and you do that so beautifully. So, thank you again, Aly, for being on the show here today.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Awesome. We will see you guys next time on Divinely Driven Results.